I found this movie to be somewhat slightly round the edges, a little bit better than the first one, just by a small fraction. I gave the first movie, 5.5. This one I could maybe give about a 6. I feel a 6 is just right for this one. When her closest friend commits suicide after being manipulated by the popular crowd, quiet and bookish Rachel Lang decides to get back at the guilty parties. Although Rachel falls for sensitive football player Jesse Ryan, she remains determined to punish his callous friends when Rachel discovers that she has superhuman abilities. It ups the stakes for her revenge, echoing a supernatural incident that occurred decades before. Now, between Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, Internet Movie Database, and Google, we have scores of, in the percentages, 23, 42, 48, and 77. So these reviews are much lower in comparison to the first film, because the first film had scores of, in the 70s, the 80s. I think Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 93. So I found that to be pretty amazing for a film like that during its time. This one came out in 99. The budget on the film was $21 million. The box office was $18 million. So unfortunately, they ended up losing $3 million in the process. But overall, like I said before, just because a movie loses money doesn't mean I'm automatically inclined to believe that, it just sucked in. Because some movies lose money, and I think some of them turn out to be good, and then others are just plain not good. You have other movies that might make $100 million, $200 million off its budget. It doesn't mean I'm going to automatically like it. At the end of the day, to each his own. It's just an opinion. So, let's see with some cast members, number one. So, Emily Bergl played Rachel Lang. Amy Irving played Sue Snell. Jason London played Jesse Ryan. Rachel Blanchard played Monica Jones. Dylan Bruno as Mark Bing. Mena Suvari. I think that's how that's name pronounced. The name is pronounced Lisa. J. Smith Cameron is Barbara Lang. And then we have Charlotte Ayanna as Tracy Campbell. Zachery Bryan is Eric Stark. And about 20 to 25 other names. And I don't feel like going through that whole list. So let's see what some stuff on Google had to say about it. I don't see one so I don't think Common Sense Media had put a breakdown on this just yet. Maybe they will in the future. Sometimes it takes them a while to do that. A 5-star on Google said, a brilliant, criminally overlooked gem from 1999, a vicious excoriation of toxic masculinity and its contribution towards general trauma regarding abuse. The two leads are excellent, and the slow burn pacing towards the stunning climax has to be seen to believed. There are in-jokes from the director, Kat Shea, Poison Ivy, and religious symbolism in this shockingly intelligent and thought-provoking thriller. This is a very cerebral horror film that, frankly, is too smart for its own good, especially commercially. It actually lost money at the box office. Most film critics do not understand intelligent horror or thriller movies because they rebel against cookie-cutter formula, Drek, with its poignant social commentary. 7 people found that to be helpful. Another one says, I always enjoyed this film. This is a 4-star. I always enjoyed this film and was first pulled in to see it because of the Carrie 2 tag. But really, it's a standalone story for Rachel, acted convincingly well by Emily Bergl. It looks like it was made much earlier than 1999. It has a low-budget feel to it, but the effects are pretty decent. I'm pretty sure this film has its own cult following, and if you get it, you get it. So I think that, about a 6, maybe a 6.5, because, those effects were pretty good. So that's why I say this one, I would put it slightly above the first film. So I think this one was pretty all right, and I'm pretty sure all the real horror fans have already seen this. But just in case to those of you who haven't, if you're kind of in my position where it's like, hey, you love the horror films, but you still are in the process of catching up to a lot of other films that you haven't seen, this one is available to watch on Max. So 3 of the Carrie movies are available to watch on Max. The first 2 and the 2013 one. The one from 2002, which I don't think I've seen yet, is on Tubi. I'm going to catch that later on, and then once I watch that, I'll do my review on that. Stay tuned. I got more coming.